Welcome brave souls to a journey through the world's most haunted places. From underwater graveyards to sinister theme parks, these locations are not for the faint of heart. We're about to dive headfirst into the dark unknown, into the spaces where the veil between our world and the spectral realm is tissue thin. Get ready to explore ancient castles where tortured souls still roam, abandoned prisons echoing with the anguish of forgotten inmates, and shadowy forests where the laws of nature seem to bend and break. These are the places that send chills down your spine, where every creak and groan could be a whisper from beyond. Dare to join us? Perched on a cliff overlooking the confluence of the Vltava and Otava rivers, Zikov Castle is a sight to behold. But beneath its beauty lies a dark heart. Visitors have reported seeing shadowy figures lurking in the ancient tower, feeling icy breaths on their necks and hearing disembodied whispers echoing through the stone corridors. Legend has it that the castle is haunted by the spirits of those who died within its walls, trapped for eternity within its cold embrace. Could it be the restless souls of medieval prisoners, their cries for mercy still echoing through the ages? The Stanley Hotel, a grand dame of the Rockies, needs little introduction. Made famous by Stephen King's chilling novel The Shining, this sprawling hotel is a hotbed of paranormal activity. Guests have reported lights flickering, pianos playing themselves, and the laughter of unseen children echoing down empty hallways. But perhaps most unsettling is the hotel's resident psychic, who claims to communicate with the spirits that roam the halls. Are these just tall tales, or is there something truly sinister lurking beneath the surface of this iconic hotel? In the heart of Canberra, Australia, stands the Hotel Kurrajong, a place where history and the spectral world collide. It's said to be haunted by the ghost of former Prime Minister Ben Chifley, who died in one of the rooms in 1951. Guests have reported seeing his apparition, still diligently working at his desk, his spectral gaze forever fixed on Parliament House. Some say he's trying to finish unfinished business, while others believe he's trapped, unable to move on from the world of politics. Could his spirit be bound to the hotel, forever tied to the seat of Australian power? Chapter 4, Hoia Forest, Romania. Deep in the heart of Transylvania lies the Hoia Forest, a place shrouded in mystery and fear. Known as the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania, this dense forest has been the site of countless unexplained phenomena, from UFO sightings to strange physical symptoms reported by those who dare to enter. People have vanished without a trace, only to reappear days later with no memory of where they've been. Is it an interdimensional portal, a gateway to another realm? Or is there a more terrestrial explanation for the strange occurrences within this eerie forest? Chapter 5, Valley of the Kings, Egypt. The Valley of the Kings, the final resting place of Egyptian pharaohs, is a place steeped in history and shrouded in legend. But beyond the awe-inspiring tombs and hieroglyphics lies a darkness. Whispers of the pharaoh's curse have plagued the valley since the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb, with tales of misfortune and death befalling those who dare disturb the ancient rulers. Some believe the pharaoh's spirits guard their treasures, seeking revenge on those who trespass, and there have been chilling accounts of ghostly chariots racing across the desert sands, their spectral drivers forever bound to the valley. Chapter 6, Chuuk Lagoon, Micronesia. Beneath the turquoise waters of the Pacific Ocean lies Chuuk Lagoon, a scuba diver's paradise. But this underwater paradise hides a tragic past. The remnants of the Japanese Imperial fleet, sunk during World War II, now rest on the ocean floor, a haunting reminder of the war's devastation. Divers have reported seeing more than just shipwrecks and coral reefs. They tell of shadowy figures moving through the wreckage, waterlogged ghosts forever patrolling their sunken vessels. Are these the spirits of fallen sailors, unable to find peace in their watery graves? Chapter 7. St. George's Church of Czech Republic. Known as the Ghost Church, St. George's Church in the Czech Republic is not your typical house of worship. What sets this church apart are the ghostly sculptures draped in white sheets that fill its pews. These haunting figures, created by artist Jakub Hadrova, are a chilling reminder of the church's past, when it was abandoned and left to decay. Visitors claim to feel a strange presence, a sense of being watched as they walk among the spectral figures. Is this the residue of past mourners, or something more sinister lurking in the shadows? Chapter 8. Eastern State Penitentiary, Philadelphia. Eastern State Penitentiary, once the most famous and expensive prison in the world, now stands as a chilling reminder of a brutal past. Its crumbling cell blocks and eerie corridors have made it a prime location for paranormal investigators and curious visitors alike. Disembodied laughter echoes through the cell blocks, shadowy figures dart past doorways, and whispers seem to emanate from the walls themselves. Was the suffering endured within these walls too great, the anguish too palpable to simply fade away? The spirits of former inmates, driven mad by solitary confinement, are said to still roam the halls. At Chapter 9, Isla de las Muñecas, Mexico. Just south of Mexico City lies Isla de las Muñecas, the island of the dolls. This eerie island is not for the faint of heart. Thousands of mutilated dolls, missing limbs and with vacant eyes, hang from the trees and walls, creating a macabre and unsettling spectacle. Legend has it that the dolls were placed there by a recluse who believed they would ward off the spirit of a young girl who drowned in the canals. But instead of warding off evil, the dolls seem to have attracted something far more sinister. Visitors claim to feel watched, their movements mimicked by the dolls, their whispers carried on the breeze. Chapter 10. The Forbidden City, Beijing, China. The Forbidden City, once the center of imperial power in China, is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. But beneath its grandeur lies a history steeped in intrigue, betrayal, and violence. As the sun sets, casting long shadows across the courtyards, the Forbidden City takes on a different air. It's said to be haunted by the ghosts of concubines who met untimely ends, their cries echoing through the empty courtyards. Visitors have reported seeing shadowy figures lurking in the shadows, hearing the metallic clashing of swords, and feeling an overwhelming sense of dread. Are these the restless souls of those who died within the Forbidden City's walls, forever bound to the site of their demise? Chapter 11. St. Augustine Lighthouse, Florida. The St. Augustine Lighthouse, a beacon on Florida's coast, is more than just a navigational tool. It's a place where tragedy and the supernatural intertwine. The lighthouse is said to be haunted by the ghosts of two young girls who tragically drowned nearby. Visitors claim to hear their laughter echoing through the tower, their tiny footsteps pattering on the wooden stairs. And then there's the ghost of a former lighthouse keeper, his spectral form said to still patrol the grounds, ensuring the light continues to shine. Is he a benevolent spirit, or is he bound to the lighthouse by a darker force? Chapter 12. Luk Castle, Ireland. Luk Castle in Ireland is considered by many to be the most haunted castle in the world. Its dark history is filled with tales of murder, betrayal, and unimaginable cruelty. The castle's most infamous room, known as the Bloody Chapel, is said to be haunted by a malevolent entity. Visitors have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of dread, being physically pushed and scratched, and even witnessing objects move on their own. And then there's the secret dungeon, discovered during renovations, filled with the skeletal remains of those who crossed the castle's owners. Their tormented souls are said to still roam the castle, seeking retribution for their untimely ends. Chapter 13. The James M. Netherlander Theatre in Chicago, a grand old theatre steeped in history and legend, is said to be one of the most haunted theatres in the world. But it's not the stage that holds the most terror. It's Death Alley, a narrow passageway where the bodies of over 600 people were stacked after a devastating fire in 1903. The air is thick with the energy of tragedy, the walls seemingly whispering the stories of those who perished. Actors and stagehands have reported seeing shadowy figures lurking in the wings, feeling cold spots and hearing disembodied voices. Is the theatre cursed by the tragedy? Or are these restless spirits seeking solace and acknowledgement? Chapter 14. Shrouded in mist and legend, Poveglia Island near Venice is a place most people wouldn't dare to visit. For centuries it served as a quarantine zone for plague victims and later as an insane asylum. It's said that over 160,000 souls perished on this island, their bodies burned and their ashes scattered. The island is now abandoned, its crumbling buildings a testament to its dark past. But the silence is deceiving. Visitors who have dared to set foot on the island report hearing screams and moans, feeling an oppressive weight on their chests, and even seeing shadowy figures lurking in the decaying buildings. Is this the residual energy of unimaginable suffering? Or are the spirits of the island's victims trapped, forced to relive their final moments for eternity? Chapter 15. Château de Brissac, a magnificent castle in France's Loire Valley, is said to be haunted by a tragic figure known as the Green Lady. She was Charlotte de Breze, murdered by her husband in the 15th century after he discovered her infidelity. Her spirit is said to still roam the halls, her green dress a chilling reminder of her violent end. Guests have reported seeing her standing by the window, her face contorted in a silent scream. Others claim to have heard her mournful cries echoing through the castle at night. Is she searching for peace, or is she forever bound to the site of her betrayal? Chapter 16. The Castle of Good Hope in South Africa, once a symbol of colonial power, now stands as a chilling reminder of a turbulent past. It's said to be haunted by the ghost of Governor Peter van Noot, who died of a heart attack after condemning several men to death. Legend has it that one of the condemned men cursed the governor, and his ghost has haunted the castle ever since. Visitors and staff have reported seeing his apparition, feeling icy blasts of air, and hearing disembodied footsteps echoing through the corridors. Chapter 17. Once a luxurious ocean liner, the RMS Queen Mary is now permanently docked in Long Beach, California, a glamorous hotel with a spooky secret. Over the years, there have been countless reports of paranormal activity, making it one of the most haunted ships in the world. Guests and staff have reported seeing apparitions of former passengers, hearing children laughing in the empty corridors, and feeling unexplained cold spots. The most haunted area is said to be the first-class swimming pool, where the apparition of a young girl who drowned has been spotted. Is the Queen Mary a time capsule of trapped spirits, their energy forever intertwined with the ship's steel hull? Chapter 18. Perched high on a hilltop overlooking Dunedin, New Zealand, Luk Castle is a grand Victorian mansion with a tragic past. It's said to be haunted by the ghost of William Larnock's daughter, Kate, who died tragically at a young age. Visitors and staff have reported seeing her apparition dressed in a white ball gown gliding through the halls. Some say she's searching for her father, while others believe she's trapped, unable to move on from the place she loved most. Her presence is said to be both beautiful and melancholic, a reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of love and loss. La Recoleta Cemetery in Buenos Aires is not your typical graveyard. It's a city within a city, a labyrinth of ornate mausoleums and grand statues, where the wealthy and powerful of Argentina rest for eternity. But it's not just the living who walk among the tombs. The cemetery is said to be haunted by David Aleno, a former grave digger and caretaker who worked there for over 30 years. Legend has it that Aleno, obsessed with death, committed suicide on the grounds after completing his own mausoleum. Visitors and staff have reported seeing his apparition, still wearing his caretaker's uniform, wandering the cemetery at night. Haw Par Villa in Singapore is not your average theme park. Instead of roller coasters and cotton candy, visitors are greeted by gruesome dioramas depicting scenes from Chinese mythology and folklore, including the 10 Courts of Hell. But when the sun sets and the crowds disperse, a different kind of terror is said to descend upon the park. Legend has it that the statues brought to life by the spirits of the underworld roam the park at night. Visitors have reported seeing the statues move, hearing whispers and screams, and feeling an overwhelming sense of dread. Beneath the bustling streets of Paris lies a subterranean labyrinth holding the skeletal remains of over 6 million Parisians. The catacombs of Paris, a testament to the city's history and mortality, stretch for miles beneath the surface. The air is thick with the scent of dust and decay, the silence broken only by the sound of dripping water and the soft footsteps of visitors. But some say the catacombs are more than just a final resting place. Visitors have reported seeing shadowy figures lurking in the tunnels, hearing whispers and moans and feeling an overwhelming sense of dread. In the heart of the Belizean rainforest lie the ruins of Sunan Tunich, an ancient Mayan city that once thrived. But beneath the beauty of the pyramids and temples lies a dark secret. The site is said to be haunted by the Stone Lady, a spectral figure who has been spotted near the entrance of the main temple for over a century. Witnesses describe her as a beautiful woman with long black hair and piercing red eyes. Some say she's a protector of the ruins, while others believe she's a harbinger of doom. Himi Castle, a stunning white fortress in Japan, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a popular tourist destination. But beneath its beauty lies a tragic tale. The castle is said to be haunted by Okiku, a palace servant who was falsely accused of stealing a precious plate. Driven to despair, she threw herself down a well. Her spirit is said to still haunt the castle, her mournful cries echoing through the night as she counts to 10 over and over again. Forsyth Park, a picturesque oasis in the heart of Savannah, Georgia, is a popular spot for picnics, concerts, and leisurely strolls. But beneath its beauty lies a network of mysterious tunnels, their purpose lost to time. Some say the tunnels were used during the Civil War, while others believe they were part of the Underground Railroad. Whatever their purpose, the tunnels are said to be haunted by shadowy figures, their whispers carried on the breeze. Port Arthur, a former penal colony on the Tasman Peninsula of Tasmania, Australia, is a chilling reminder of a brutal past. From 1833 to 1877, it housed some of the British Empire's most hardened criminals. The site is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but its dark history continues to cast a long shadow. Visitors have reported seeing apparitions of former convicts, hearing disembodied voices, and feeling an overwhelming sense of dread. The Isle of the Dead, where thousands of convicts were laid to rest in unmarked graves, is said to be particularly haunted. The Dock Street Theatre in Charleston, South Carolina, is one of the oldest theatres in America, its stage having seen countless performances over the centuries. But it's not just actors who grace its boards. The theatre is said to be haunted by the ghost of Nettie Dickerson, a young actress who was struck by lightning and killed on the balcony in the 1800s. Visitors and staff have reported seeing her apparition, dressed in a flowing white gown, watching performances from the balcony. Perched on a hilltop overlooking the Moselle River in Germany, Burg Eltz is a fairy tale castle that seems to have sprung straight from the pages of a storybook. But behind its romantic facade lies a history steeped in conflict and tragedy. The castle is said to be haunted by Agnes, a young countess who died of a broken heart after her true love was killed in battle. Visitors have reported seeing her apparition dressed in a white gown, wandering the halls, her mournful cries echoing through the night. Rainham Hall, a stately home in Norfolk, England, is best known for its resident ghost, the Brown Lady. She is said to be the ghost of Lady Dorothy Townshend, whose husband locked her away in the house after discovering her alleged infidelity. She died there in 1726, and her ghost has been sighted numerous times over the centuries, most famously in a photograph taken in 1936. The Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California, is one of the most bizarre and intriguing haunted houses in the world. Built by Sarah Winchester, the heiress to the Winchester rifle fortune, the house is a sprawling labyrinth of staircases that lead nowhere, doors that open to walls, and windows that overlook other rooms. Legend has it that Sarah, haunted by the spirits of those killed by Winchester rifles, built the house to appease them, its strange design intended to confuse and trap them. Hty House in Reykjavik, Iceland, is a beautiful 1909 building that has served as a residence for British ambassadors and even hosted the historic 1986 summit between Ronald Reagan and Mikhail Gorbachev. But beneath its elegant facade lies a haunting secret. The house is said to be haunted by the White Lady, a ghost believed to be a young woman who committed suicide in the house many years ago. Visitors and staff have reported seeing her apparition, dressed in a white gown, gliding through the halls, her mournful cries echoing through the night. The Halifax Citadel, a star-shaped fortress overlooking the city of Halifax, Nova Scotia, is a National Historic Site of Canada. But beneath its imposing exterior lies a history steeped in tragedy and conflict. The site is said to be haunted by numerous ghosts, including soldiers who died within its walls, a mysterious older woman in a black dress, and a young girl who is said to hold hands with visitors, her touch icy cold. Visitors and staff have reported seeing apparitions, hearing disembodied voices, and feeling an overwhelming sense of dread. Thank you for joining us on this spine-chilling journey. From ancient castles to abandoned prisons, we've explored some of the most haunted places in the world, each with its own unique and terrifying story to tell. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, these haunted places are sure to leave an impression, their stories lingering in the back of your mind long after the lights come on. So the next time you find yourself with a chill down your spine or a feeling of unease, remember the spirits that may be watching you, whispering your name. Until next time, stay curious and stay brave.